Greetings, Professor. I'm going to go ahead and start my personal assessment journal here. I'm just going to go down the list of questions and answer them accordingly. So, the first question was describe the seven dimensions of wellness. Social wellness, which is the ability to identify with or interface with other individuals in our reality, our capacity to build up and keep up positive associations with family, companions, and workers. Emotional wellness, which is the capacity to comprehend ourselves and adapt to the difficulties life can bring, to recognize and share sentiments in a positive way. Spiritual wellness is the ability to establish peace and harmony in our lives. Environmental wellness is the visibility of our environment, and individual well-being relies on the soundness of the planet. Occupational awareness is the ability for personal satisfaction from our jobs or vocational fields while yet keeping up with just in our lives. Intellectual wellness is the capacity to open our minds to new thoughts, encounters that can be connected to individual choices, gather communication, and group advancement. Physical wellness is the ability to maintain a healthy personal satisfaction that permits us to get past our day to day exercises without extreme weakness or real anxiety. The next question says, what did you learn from the assessment that surprised me or surprised you? What surprised me was that I learned that my environmental wellness is pretty good, actually. I'm aware of practicing good environmental health. I never really thought about it as that broad of a scale. Like keeping, the proper cleaning supplies or hazardous materials in the right storage areas. It's just something that I've always done, just from just practicing, good habits as far as keeping those type of things away from like, your food products or, other products. Also, another one was not littering, littering actually. Uh, I never really been a big person that would just throw stuff on the ground. Like, if I had something that I opened or, trash, goes in the trash can, you dispose it in the right areas. I really, it makes me like cringe when I see people like just throw stuff out the window or just throw stuff on the ground. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I feel a certain type of way about that. Another one that I do day to day is, turn your lights off or turn, the TV off or stuff that when you're not using it, to save energy, conserve energy. So that was something that surprised me on this assessment, really, besides the other questions we got coming up here, which I can get into these more detailed. But that was really one of the ones that really uh, just surprised me because I just never really thought about it, as a scale, and that nature. When you take these assessments, it's kind of like you gotta find out stuff that you never really think about because you do them day to day anyway. So let's go to the next question here. What are my three weaknesses? My three weaknesses was social wellness, stress control, and spiritual wellness. And then the next question says, how do some of my lifestyle factor to these weaknesses? Well, there's a lot of things. I just too much to go through the whole journals, but basically, for me, what caused some of these weaknesses, I think, in these three main ones were just the events that's pretty much happened in my life that happened when I was, very young age. Um, and, coming from a military background, straight out of high school, you don't really get the chance to be that kid, I guess you can say. So you don't really pick up those skills. You're always taught to be, just be the tough guy. And, I was in a leadership position at the time and, you couldn't just being that sensitive person. That's just something you didn't do. But um, also, so basically, for social, I mean, there's times I don't even come out the house. Sometimes, I'm not really close to my family. Or I don't have like a real relationship, with immediate family or anything like that. So I guess you could say I'm kind of sometimes introverted, which is something I try to work on. I try to get out there and interact with, even if it's going for a walk or just sitting at a park or something, or going to an event or something. So I've always kind of struggled with that. Even having social anxiety, like that was one of the big things for me. social anxiety was one of the really big things. I didn't really like to sit in crowds or be around a lot of people. Like it was just some things that I just haven't been able to really work on as much as I wanted to. And then stress control. Obviously, at the introduction when I said I got diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic while I was in the service, and I had to end up getting out, which caused a lot of stress in my life because I didn't have any type of like real savings or any kind of like transitional skills in order to go to the civilian job market. That's another thing too. Dealing with that as far as finding a job or having the proper accommodation to for this disease. Spiritual, uh, that one is just basically. It's not that I don't value my beliefs. It's just sometimes it's hard to align them. Um, I am somebody that is spiritual, but sometimes it's kind of like you don't really know. You don't know what your values are, but you don't really know what you really believe, and that's something that I kind of battle with here and there because I want to do the right things and I want to know the direction that I'm trying to get to on that one. And then it says here, what are my three strongest is were physical, alcohol, and nutrition. Obviously, for me, physical is a real big thing. Nutrition is a real big thing. I tie a lot of this health and wellness. I tie it to my type 1 diabetes. I was always healthy and stuff like that, but a lot of it's just doing that. So for me, physical, I work out five to six times a week. I competed in men's physique, placed in men's physique. I don't really drink. I might have a beer here and there. Nothing serious to get me intoxicated. Nutrition. I've built nutrition meals, workout plans for myself and other clients as well. I read labels. I have to read labels. I teach others how to read labels. Um, counting your fats, your servings, carb ratios, things of that nature there. And the next question here says, "There's anything if there's anything I learned about wellness is that wellness is definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint. It takes a lot of discipline, education, and awareness and balance to live a healthy lifestyle. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, you have to read a lot. You got to be educated, and you definitely got to keep discipline. And that'll conclude my personal assessment journal. Thank you.